Okay, hey, seriously, no bullshit. There are 5 things most cruisers you're going to be able to do something with. No money, simple mods, kick it up just a little bit. So the first one's going to be reflectors. Most of us don't ride at night, especially those of you who are new to riding. Night rides are cool, especially in the summer, but it doesn't happen as much as we all wish it would. And so you're going to have over here in typically along the forks in the front, just under the fenders in the back. Sometimes they could just be peeled off. You might need some fishing line, a credit card, something, and some Goo Gone. Get the sticky off, but the reflectors can go. Doesn't cost you anything. Remember, everyone else on the road is a hired assassin looking to kill you. So they're not looking for reflectors, and even if they see them, it's not going to stop them. Just remember that. The next one is cheap tin badging. A lot of times over clutch covers or side panels of a lot of the bikes, there's a cheap piece of tin. I know Harleys do it. This is an Indian. It had it. You could take a screwdriver or, just a pocket knife, something, tap on it. You'd be like, oh yeah, that's cheap tin. Pull that off. Typically the motor or the piece right behind it is beautiful, and you get rid of that cheap tin shit. All right, next one, badging. So I get some of us don't have a life of our own, and we find our identity in a brand, but you've already paid your money to the man. There's no point in advertising for him anymore. So you could take badging off, whether it's on the tank. I know this cowl right up, right there, had a little Indian emblem on there. You just kind of peel it off, use some Goo Gone, gently take that off so you're not scratching paint. Make the bike your own. No point in promoting the man. All right, moving on. So this next one is not going to work for every cruiser. It's going to depend on the bike you've got. I know the Victories, some of the Indians, especially the Scout Rogue, the Chief, I believe, some Harleys, you can, whether it's a tree that comes up and a bar that goes through the riser, or like on these Rogues, they called them mini apes. They were just long bars. A lot of times those bars are going to come in like this. So what that's going to do is keep your upper arms and shoulders activated all the time. So I think as a new rider, you want that kind of comfort, the security feeling, right? Keeping your arms next to you. But what you're going to find as you're riding, especially on a long ride, your shoulders and upper arms are always activated when it's like that. So if you raise your bars, right now, again here, especially in the Indians and Victories, it's 4 bolts. You just loosen the risers a little bit and the bars are going to go up and down. You tip them forward. Doesn't have to be all the way forward, but you tip them up. And that's going to do a few things. One, do you remember when you were a kid and you were riding a little dirt bike, your bicycle around, the little BMX? You tried going off a homemade jump, you put out a plywood or what, you're just trying to get some air. When those handlebars are sitting in your gut, it just didn't work. As soon as you moved those forward, you got more control of the bike. You could whip that steering around. You could do all kinds of stuff. Obviously, this is a cruiser. You're not going to be whipping the steering around. But what I'm saying here is that by having them up like this, now your arms are going straight out. Your shoulders can relax as your arms will rest on the bars, okay? Now, one thing about it, if you've got bars like on the Indian here or a Victory and you raise them forward, the controls, right? Your brake, your clutch, they're going to lean down because, right, you've brought your bars from here to here. So they're going to point down a little bit. You might have to stretch a little bit or maybe just bring the bars back a little bit until you can upgrade to some aftermarket bars that are going on. All right, some cool things to think about in aftermarket bars. I'm not going to go into that now. Ooh, man, it was a long ride. Just getting back. All right, the next one. Again, I could get, not everyone's going to appreciate this, but take the frickin' mufflers off. The mufflers typically are going to be 15 to 25 pounds after you get them off the bike, so you're relieving some weight. Yes, it's going to be loud as hell. Exactly what you want it to be. And then you're going to find, some of you are going to find, oh, I don't really like it that loud. That's all right. Get some aftermarket slip-ons. Get something when you've got enough money to put towards that. The wife, significant other, they're going to get sick of the loud probably. They're going to be like, go spend the money on the aftermarket slip-ons. You're going to be like, woo, score. but get that dead weight off. Let people hear you on the road. And again, it's free. You just pull the mufflers off. For those of you who are like, oh, then you got to tune the bike. You have to tune the bikes anyways. The bikes they come off the showroom programmed to run in California. In California, their entire goal is to choke your cruiser. So don't think that just because you got the mufflers on there, your bike is tuned. That bike is desperate for better fuel and air ratios. So get the mufflers off, plan on getting a tune done, get a fuel controller, check on an aftermarket intake, modify the exhaust. These things don't have to be done immediately. I'm not saying you should wait 5,000 miles, but you put a few hundred or even 1,000 miles, you are not going to bust that bike. Because again, the bikes come choked. So don't worry about that part of it. Take the mufflers off. You're going to enjoy it that way. All right, so 5 completely free mods. Reflectors, cheap tin body pieces, badging, just weak, lame-ass badging. Modify your handlebars if you've got a cruiser with bars that'll let you. And then take the mufflers off, drop some weight, increase the sound, and you're going to be enjoying your ride. Ride safe, everybody.